Good afternoon, Kadlec team. Today is Friday, April 3rd, 2020, and I wanted to provide you with a few high-level updates on what's going on with our ongoing COVID preparations. As always, please read the daily emails that are coming out through Kirk, updating you on the details of a lot of these things, but this video hopefully will give you a few high-level things to think about. First on our agenda is PPE, some great things happening here. The efforts through cancellation of our elective surgeries, through recycling and reprocessing and sterilizing through Medline for mask reuse, and some of the great things with our supply chain sourcing have been bearing fruit. A very large shipment was received this week by Providence for help across the system with this. As a result, and as information continues to come forward in terms of our changing approach to this, we are going to be recommending and asking that our team members in clinical areas think about the universal masking approach, again, that you'll hear more from in Kirk's email, where we have caregivers helping to prevent the spread by wearing their own masks, even if asymptomatic when in clinical areas. So check out the information on that. Really good information and some good news on the PPE front. On the testing front, also some positive news I wanted to share. As you know, most of our testing has been going out of state to Arizona, to North Carolina, some to Seattle, with turnaround times in the multiple days, 3 to 4 days currently. We have next week the beginnings of some of our really short-term rapid testing locally coming forward. A lot of that is supply limited, but the Abbott platform and the Cepheid platform will be coming online here at Kadlec in the near future with the ability to test same day for a lot of our patients in the hospital, caregivers, and other priorities. We are still very much looking forward to that whole testing process opening up much more in the future so we can test much larger populations of our patients and our community to really get ahead of this. But some good news on the testing front this week. On the places and spaces front, again, some positive improvements on some things. A lot of our clinic visits, primary care and specialty care clinic visits, have moved now to the virtual platform in order to keep everyone safe and at home. We've had great success getting new cameras, new technology up in some of our clinic spaces and getting a lot of our providers trained on the Zoom platform. As you know, in the Express Care, as we talked about last time, we've closed those physical locations, although the 8,000 or so Providence providers that are online are providing virtual care visits. 2 of those locations, the Canyon Lakes location and the Queensgate location, will be opening next week as pediatric fever clinics to be able to help more with that population. You'll be seeing more information about that coming from Kadlec Clinic next week. So exciting news and an amazing amount of change from the regular visits we've been having to virtual and telephone in just a short period of time, and appreciative of all the support moving there. I want to talk a little bit about surge planning. So a lot of the data that we're seeing nationally, the very scary data, obviously in New York, which is the epicenter of a lot of this right now, and the struggles that we're having. We're a little bit of positive news in the state of Washington with how early we were able to get ahead of some of the social distancing and business closures and whatnot. The first signs on the west side of the state of some flattening potentially of the curve there. Here in the Tri-Cities, we feel like we're probably 2 or 3 weeks behind the west side of the state, but also hopeful that the efforts across Washington are going to bear fruit and really allow us to manage with the equipment, places, spaces that we have to be successful catering to this crisis. So for now, we are looking within Kadlec for all of our surge planning, looking at everything from obviously the patient care floors, but also things like operating rooms, ASCs, other areas, as the team continues to make surge plans more specific and real across the state. A lot of effort going on here as well. So more details to come again in probably Kirk's emails upcoming and other places from us. Today I want to end on a note for all of us to just be encouraging our community. Again, back to that flattening the curve message and helping us to the best thing we can do, obviously, to plan for a surge is to minimize the level of surge. This is an ad some of you may have seen. It's a public service announcement that we're going to be promoting here as part of Providence, really about this isn't going anywhere if you go everywhere. So you'll be seeing this probably on social media and other places. Would appreciate all of your support, talking to your families, friends, and folks in the community about continuing to abide by the restrictions we have right now to make sure that the system doesn't become overwhelmed. Thank you all so much for everything that you are doing. God bless and keep the faith.